She likes to be with someone that she knows that she shouldn't be with at all.
Oh, come on! Come on, Rob!
That is a bop.
Hold that note! Well, yeah, it's a drag! Come on, sis!
That is a bop beyond proportions. Welcome to my channel. I'm Nisi. I'm so excited because today we're going to be diving back into our journey of getting to know Miss Taylor Swift and her music. Guys, we still have 5 more Taylor Swift albums to get through. 5 more whole projects. And that is going to be Debut, Fearless, 1989, Reputation, and Lover. 5 more projects. And today, we are going to be doing, drumroll please. I don't need to be doing a drum roll because you saw the title. We're gonna be doing Fearless today. Fearless, Taylor's version. Now I'm very excited because as you guys know, I have never listened to Fearless ever. I've never heard the original, I've never heard the Taylor's version, and of course you guys know, we're gonna be getting into the whole era. So we're gonna be doing the Fearless album, but we're also gonna be doing the music videos and a tour video if she has one of those for this one. It's gonna be a whole thing. So if you're new here, if you've never been here before, but you end up liking me and liking this reaction video by the end, then I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button because we love to have you here on this journey with us. And if you have been here before, like multiple times, because I know some of you guys have been, some of you guys watch all of my Taylor Swift reactions, and I think that you still just forget to subscribe every single time. So I'm here to remind you to make sure that you hit that subscribe button because we still have 4 more projects after this, y'all. 4 more. And we gotta get to the whole Fearless era, and I don't want y'all to miss any of it, and YouTube will automatically notify you if you are subscribed. Welcome to Fearless, Taylor's version. Now to quickly review the track list like we typically do, there are 26 songs on here. 26. I said 2, 6. Listen, that's a lot. Alright, and Taylor's songs tend to be long, they tend to have a lot of context, and you guys know I tend to talk a lot. So are we gonna get through all 26? I don't know. We might stop at track 20, Today's a Fairy Tale, and save the From the Vault tracks for another video. There are a couple of songs on here that I do recognize. You Belong With Me is a classic, okay? Top tier. You guys know I did not used to like Taylor Swift, all right? Well, not really as a person, I just didn't really like her music, all right? But the one song that I have always felt deep in my heart, oh, this is about, this will forever be about, greatest song of all time, is You Belong With Me. That song is very, very deep in my heart. So that song, obviously, I know, I recognize. And then the first 3 tracks, Fearless, 15, and Love Story, are familiar to me because when we did Speak Now, I reacted to the Speak Now concert tour video thingy, and she performed 3 of those songs. Now, obviously, I wasn't able to see the lyrics in front of me. I wasn't able to really get into the context of what she was talking about because she was just performing it, but I am like somewhat familiar with how those songs go. That is my introduction of Fearless, and I'm ready to hop in. I'm very excited to see what this album is going to be like. You guys know that we loved Speak Now, and I hope that I feel the same about Fearless. We're going to get into the first track, which is actually the title track for the project, called Fearless. Love it opening up like that. Oh, I thought we were about to get a rock moment for a second. It kind of feels like Speak Now for some reason. It like feels a little country, but like low-key a little rock.
There's something about the way the street looks when it's just rain.
Hey.
The glow off the pavement. You walk me to the car.
Hey.
And you know I wanna ask you to dance right there in the middle of the parking lot. Yeah.
Hey! We always start off positive.
Absent-mindedly making me want you.
Hey! Come on! Hey!
It gets better than this. You take my hand and drag me head first. Fearless. And I
Okay. Fearless! Come on! Hey! This kind of has like low-key like the Speak Now vibes. I like how Taylor usually does this, right? Typically in her albums, she kind of takes you back to the beginning of like how the relationship started, or at a time when the relationship was beautiful and amazing. We talked about this. She did it in Speak Now. She did it with like Lavender Haze, even though that's like a little bit layered. She did it with like Evermore. She always takes you back to a moment when it was like good and it was happy and it was positive before she takes you down under and destroys you, right? Like, I like how it always sounds so optimistic and freeing in the beginning. That's kind of what this song sounds like sonically.
In this passenger seat, you put your eyes on me. In this moment now, capture it, remember it.
Come on, Rob! Come on!
How it gets better than this.
Come on!
Well, you stood there with me in the doorway, my handshake. I'm not usually this way, but
Yeah.
first kiss is flawless, really something.
So we're at the real beginning.
Fearless,
Like, real beginning. The first kiss. Whoa.
fearless.
Yeah! Hey!
Walk with you,
I like the melody of it. This song reminds me so much of like Sparks Fly. Just this freeing, happy feeling of just talking about love when it's good and when it's happy and when it sets so much excitement, like when it almost sets a fire in you and when it makes you feel so excited and happy. And the way that like the drums are, it was like that. It was like that with Sparks Fly. The drums were eating. When the drums are doing a whole lot, it feels like it's building up intensity, which is what love is like. That's what like a brand new relationship is like. And that's what it seems like this song is about. It seems like the relationship is like brand new at this point. I actually really like the way that this song is written, because if you really listen to the lyrics that she's saying and you really pay attention to the specific like language that she's using, you can tell that this relationship is like very new. Not even just because she said that they just had their first kiss, but other parts of the song, the way that she describes certain events, you can tell that there's like a lack of comfortability between them. The way that she's talking about like the tension that there is when they're driving down the road, and she's like, I wonder if you know, I'm trying so hard not to get caught up now. You know, like she's thinking this in her head, and you can just tell that there's this tension that's building, and like little things that he's doing are kind of like getting her a little bit excited. Little things that he's doing are getting a little bit excited, and she can't really speak about it, or she's kind of just like holding it in because there's this lack of comfortability there to be able to express her reactions to how he's making her feel. Or does that make any sense? It's really cute because she's like, I don't know how it gets better than this. She's like so happy, so optimistic. You take my hand and drag me head first, fearless, you know, kind of like diving in head first, which reminds me of the opening track for Speak Now, you know, talking about how you made a rebel of a careless man's careful daughter, just like the way that you changed my mind about love and you almost took away this fear and inhibition that I had, and you made me open to love. You made me a rebel for it, you know. And like in this situation, I'm just kind of like taking her and like dragging her and just be like, no, we're jumping into this. Taylor typically in her opening tracks talks about how scared she is about love and how scared she is to love someone because of how much she's been heartbroken. But in this song, she's like, I'm going in fearless. I don't even care. I really like this song, guys. Like it's fun. It's such a cute, like fun little opening. I love it sonically. Great opening track. When is it going to start going downhill? I don't know. But we're going to get into 15 now. I looked it up and Taylor was like 15 or, not 15. She was 17 or 18 when she wrote Fearless. So now she's writing a song called 15, which is interesting. So she's writing about like past experiences at that age. It's also possible that maybe she did write this when she was 15, but this album just came out when she was 17. I don't know.
Take a deep breath and you walk through the doors. It's the morning of your very first day.
This is the one I'm kind of familiar with.
It's your freshman year and you're gonna be here for the next 4 years in this town.
It's a horrible time in life. It's horrible.
Senior boys will wink at you and say, you know I haven't seen you around.
Oh, they do. Oh, they do. Oh yeah, you do. You do.
Count to 10, take it in. This is life before you know who you're gonna be. You sit in class next to a redhead named Abigail, and soon enough your best friend.
Shout out to Abigail. Hi.
Laughing at the other girls who think they're so
Oh, those 4 years drag, honey. You are there
On your
forever.
very first date, and he's got a car, and you're feeling like flying. And you
I'm not gonna lie. Why does Taylor have such a thing for cars? I'm weak. I just feel like literally when we were listening to the last track, I was reminded of another song on another album. I believe it was Red, where she's talking about driving in the car with them. It was the song with Ed Sheeran, right? She's talking about driving in the car and the way that they're running away together, right? And then there's like another song on there. Is it All Too Well, where she's talking about how like she wanted to say in the car, she was waiting for him to say I love you in the car. I don't remember whether that was All Too Well or a different song. It might have been a different song. But it's like she's always talking about like the feelings that she has with a guy in the car. Hey, the car is very intimate. It's just you two in an enclosed space driving down the street. So I get it. But she has had very interesting experiences in cars.
all you wanted was to be wanted. Wish you could go back and tell yourself what you know now.
Literally.
Back then I swore I was gonna marry him someday, but I realized some bigger dreams of mine. Abigail gave everything she had to a boy who changed his mind.
Abigail!
We both cried, 'cause when you're 15 and somebody tells you they love you,
so sad.
it goes-
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was supposed to be. At 15,
No one does. Literally no one knows at 15.
take a deep breath as you walk through the doors.
I love ending on that line, as you walk through the doors. Cause like, this song gives me like never grow up type of vibes. And that's why it's so interesting that it's the second track. There's so many layers to this, what I'm about to say. First of all, this song is like so real. Everyone can think about the time when they were younger and you thought that you knew everything. You thought that you were ready for everything and prepared for everything. You thought that you knew who you were, but you literally don't. And the way that anytime a boy says that they love you, that they have feelings for you, like you just assume that they mean it. Like you're just gonna believe them automatically. It's just so many different levels to this, guys, of like being young, not really knowing what you're doing, being scared of stepping into a new phase at life. She's talking about, you know, the first day of high school, being a freshman. And yes, the seniors do make the seniors are looking for fresh meat. They absolutely are. Don't fall into the trap if you're young. Don't you do it. And she makes this friend Abigail, which was so sad when she said that Abigail, it was so interesting. She said that like me and Abigail basically had the same experience where we found a guy and we had very strong feelings for him, but Abigail gave him everything. I realized I had different priorities. Abigail got her heart broken. And that was like so sad. Back then I swore I was gonna marry him someday, but I realized some bigger dreams of mine. That line just reminded me of Midnight Rain off of Midnight's, you know, her saying like, you know, he wanted a bride, I was making my own name, chasing that fame. Those might be two completely different timelines. This was only when she was like 15, but it just reminded me of that. But what's very interesting about this song is that it still like applies to almost every phase of life. There's never a period in life where you do have it all figured out, when you know exactly what you're doing, where you have everything all figured out, which is why I said it reminds me of Never Grow Up. That's why I said I like the way that it ends on take a deep breath as you walk through the doors. All throughout your life, you're going to be walking through a new pair of doors and not knowing how to adjust to that brand new environment. So I really like this song. This song is interesting. It's interesting that it's the second on the list because we just went through Fearless, where she was so optimistic and happy about love. And then we go in this song where one of the themes of this song is kind of like realizing that that like love doesn't always last. So it's interesting. I'm like, how do we go from Fearless to now going towards this like different outlook of love? It's interesting. I don't know if this is going to be sequential at all. Typically I try to follow a sequential story, but this might not be sequential. She said that one day you'll do bigger things than dating the guy on the football team. But isn't that crazy? She said one day you'll do bigger things than dating the guy on the football team, and she did, because now she's Taylor freaking Swift. I'm so glad that she learned that there's more to you than just like dating boys. You are going to achieve things on your own as well. So I'm glad that she learned that. But isn't it also interesting that she's currently dating a guy on the football team? The way that full circled around. We're gonna get into the next song, which is called Love Story. This is the one that I remember from the Speak Now tour. And I also think that's pretty popular, because I think I've heard it even before that.
We were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air.
Give me like enchanted vibes. Hey.
That you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet. And I was crying on the staircase, begging you please don't go.
It's like some Notebook stuff. Hey!
Take me
Somewhere we can feel love. I'll be the princess.
It's a love story, baby, just
Say
yes.
I don't know where I've heard this song like before Speak Now, but I've heard this.
To the garden to see you.
Hey!
We keep quiet 'cause we're dead if we knew.
Somewhere we can feel love. Come on! All that's left to do is run. I'll be the princess. Yeah. There's a common theme with people not liking who Taylor dates. That is a common theme. Yeah, running with my dress unbuttoned. Screaming, daddy, I love. Like, literally, the way that she's always talking about how, like, the public doesn't like who she's dating, or her dad doesn't like who she's dating. She's, like, always, like, singing about that. And it's so funny. I'm like, girl, who are these men that we're bringing home? Who exactly are these men?
I got tired waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around.
Plot twist!
My faith in you was fading. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come.
Yo!
In my head, I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me to the
Come on!
Cause we were both young when I first saw you.
I love this song. It's so crazy too that earlier I was like singing But Daddy I Love Him on instinct, but low-key the way that they both do that same thing where it starts off kind of negative and then by the end the perspective switches. Like at the end of Daddy I Love Him, she's like, I don't care what anyone else says, we're gonna be together and that's just it, and everybody's gonna, her family came around, everybody came around, and at the end of this song he's like, marry me, I'm marrying you right now, your dad, I already talked to your dad about it and everything. I love this song sonically. I love how fun it sounds, how freeing it sounds, how optimistic it sounds. And I have a couple of perspectives about this song because the song is very interesting. Number one, I wonder if this is a song that's about someone else's love story. You know how Taylor often writes about other people's love stories. So I wonder if it's that. Or I wonder if she's been in a situation like this, but maybe it didn't end the way she wanted it to. At first, when I was listening to this, I was thinking, oh, Taylor's writing a song about a relationship that she went through where maybe her family didn't really approve or whatever. It's the Romeo-Juliet thing, right? She's writing about being in this sort of forbidden love, or maybe other people don't approve, but I really want to be with him, basically. That's where I thought that we were going. But the way the perspective changed at the end was just really interesting. Like the way that she said, I got tired of waiting, wondering if he'd ever come around and things like that. And then like expressing the fact that she feels so alone, that I wait for you and you never come. So that sort of like changed my perspective on the song. I'm like, okay, is she maybe writing about a relationship that she was in that was kind of forbidden or whatever? And maybe the guy never did come back, because clearly we know nobody got down on one knee and proposed to her. Okay, that part, that's a very optimistic ending. It was a very like fairy tale ending, the way that ended, but Taylor's never had that ending. Taylor's never had someone propose to her, as far as I know. So maybe she's been in this situation where she's wanted this ending, but the ending didn't happen. Like maybe the beginning of the song she can relate to, but the end was an optimistic ending that she just created because she wishes that she could have that outcome. Or maybe this whole song is a fantasy. Like maybe the whole song is her writing about an ending that she wished that she could have. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? That's the perspective that I'm taking away about this song. But you guys let me know down in the comments. Is this supposed to be a song that she wrote about some other relationship? Or is this just like a cute little love song that has no like ties to anything Taylor related? She just wrote like a cute little love song for other couples to enjoy. I don't know. But it seems like Taylor typically internalizes the songs that she writes about. Even if the song isn't even about her, even if it's about a fictional story, she tends to like internalize it. I think about the story of us. The way that I used to think one day I told the story of us. I wish that I could have told our story, but it didn't have this type of ending, you know? Anyways, that's the way I feel about that, but that's a bop. Something about the melody is so good, and sonically it's so good. Alright guys, we're gonna move on to the next song, which is called Hey Stephen. Who the heck is Stephen? We still haven't had a sad song yet.
Hey Steven, I know looks can be deceiving, but I know I saw a light in you.
Okay, girl, give it to him.
As we walked, we were talking. I didn't say half the things I wanted to.
Okay. Aww.
'Cause I can't help it if you look like an angel. Can't help it if I wanna kiss you in the rain. So come feel
She loves
the
rain.
magic I've been feeling since I met you. Can't help it if there's no one else.
Right.
I can't help myself.
Hey. Oh, come on now.
Hey Steven, I've been holding back this feeling, so I got some things to say to you. I've
This
seen
is
it all,
swag to
so
this.
hey Steven, I can give you 50 reasons why I should be the one you choose.
It'd be like that.
All those other girls, well they're beautiful, but would they write a song for you?
Would they? Could they? The little giggle.
Like an angel.
Could they is the question.
I can't help myself.
Hey. Why does this give me like I can see you vibe? I like the little This is a cute little song. If I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't revisit this song too much, just because like sonically I wish there was like a little more. Like I wish that there was like a little more in this song, but I think maybe she like intentionally made it a bit more stripped back. So like this probably isn't a song I would revisit much, but it's a cute little song. It sounds to me like she has a crush on this guy named Steve. Was it Stephen? She has a crush on him, and she's kind of just letting him know in this song. I don't know if she ever like said it verbally, like to his face, because she said before that there were a lot of things that she wished that she could say. Like I didn't say half the things I wanted to. So potentially maybe she didn't actually say it to this person's face, but she's expressing it in the song. So if he's a real person, he knows now. She's just describing the things that she wishes that they could do. She wishes that they could kiss in the rain. The girl loves rain. And it's such a common theme in so many of her songs, wanting to like kiss in the rain, dance in the rain. Wasn't it like that when Sparks Fly as well? I have no idea how this ended, if this crush actually led to anything, if this song is like, if this guy is going to be talked about in other songs on this project. I have no idea. Another little observation that I made is just that Taylor, like you can so feel her age when she writes these songs, because anytime she writes a love song, they're always just, they have this innocence about them. The fact that she's always talking about how a guy makes her feel like dancing alone in her room, like Enchanted. Or in the song that we were listening to earlier, where she was talking about, you know, I just want to dance with you. Like, I wish I could dance with you here in this parking lot. The fact that in this song, she was talking about, you know, girls throwing rocks at the window. She just really, like, captures what love feels like at that age, which is an observation that I made that I really like. So yeah, we're gonna move on, guys, to White Horse. This is track 5. What do we know about track 5s? So we're a little concerned. All these songs so far have been positive. Like, they might have a negative undertone because you know the way that it ended or whatever, but none of these have been like super negative. So now we have White Horse. Come on, straight.
You're sorry, that face of an angel comes out just when you need it to.
She was talking about Angel in the last song.
As I paced back and forth all this time, 'cause I honestly believed in you. This ain't a fairy tale. I'm not the one you'll sweep off her feet, lead her up the stairwell. This ain't Hollywood. This is a small town. I was a dreamer before you went and let me down. Now it's too late for you and your white horse to come around. Never really had a chance. Well, my mistake, I didn't know to be in love. You had to fight to have the upper hand. I had so many dreams about you and me.
This song is like, it's like so simple, but something about it is so sad. It's so simple, but so sad. You know what? I know exactly why it's so sad. I know exactly why it's so sad, because it's exactly what I was literally just talking about 5 seconds ago. It was what I was just saying about how, like, Taylor, the way that she explains love always comes from such an innocent perspective. Like, dancing around in my room and things and, like, fantasizing. She almost sees love through, like, this fairy tale lens. I literally said that exact word earlier in this album reaction. I said like something about like a fairy tale, the way that she views it so optimistically, the way that she was viewing it in the very first song that we listened to, the very first song, the way it was so optimistic, it was so like perfect in her mind, don't know how it could get better than this. The way that literally in Love Story is the key word, story, the way that she always paints it like it's some sort of love story or some sort of rom-com. We're like dancing in the rain, and the way that like she was like correlating that love to Romeo and Juliet, and the way that, you know, she's saying it's a love story, it's a fairy tale, she always paints it through that lens. So what makes this song so devastating is that she's done that multiple times on this project, and then you get to White Horse, and she's basically taking this fairy tale concept, this innocent concept that she's always using love and like portraying love through. She's taking that and saying, I'm now realizing that it's not that, and that it was never that.
On your knees, begging for forgiveness, begging for me, just like I always
What did I say?
But I'm so sorry, 'cause I'm not your princess.
We'll get to that.
This ain't our fairy tale. They're in my rearview mirror, disappearing now.
Rear view.
Too late for you and your white horse. Now it's too late for you and your white horse to catch me now.
To catch me now. Those ending lines were so... Oh, I love this song. I also like her saying, they're in my rear view mirror disappearing now, because in the first song she explained like a scene of them two being in the car together. Like she was talking about us being in the car and how optimistic she was about the relationship at that point. Now she's saying rear view. I don't know if these two songs are related. I don't know if this song is about the same person that she said in that song. I just think that's interesting. What I was saying earlier that she literally brought back is what she said, and they're on your knees begging for forgiveness, begging for me, just like I always wanted. As soon as she said on your knees, it reminded me of Love Story. And remember in Love Story, I was literally saying, what if she's writing about how she had a relationship and she wanted the person started like pulling away. And that's part in Love Story where she's talking about how I feel like, you know, I feel so alone. I feel like you're leaving me. I feel like you never come for me, you know? when she said that, I was saying maybe that happy ending part of Love Story is what she just made up because she wishes that that was the ending of the story. But maybe that never actually happened. So in this part where she's saying, and there you are on your knees, it's like just like Love Story, the part where they get on their knees, except in Love Story it ended happily, and in this one they're like begging for forgiveness, begging for me, just like I always wanted. You know, and it's like, I just feel like those two things could sort of potentially be connected. I don't know. Could sort of potentially be connected, but it feels like this is the Love Story is the ending that she wanted, and this is the ending that she got. I like how in the end of the song, it gets so much more optimistic. In the last line, like her saying, try to catch me now, because she's like, I've moved on. I realize I'm not your princess. This ain't your fairy tale, and I'm gonna find someone someday who's actually gonna treat me well in this big world. Try to come right out and try to catch me now. I like how that perspective shifts at the end. I love White Horse. That was a really good song. Ow! Do you see what's next? No, listen guys, we have a lot of songs to get through. A lot of songs. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on a song that I've listened to probably over 100 times throughout my lifetime. So we're just gonna rock out for like 2 seconds. And then we're moving on.
You belong with me. At your back for all this time. How could you not know, baby? You belong with me. Have you ever felt just, baby? You belong with me. You belong with me.
Thank you. I had to just fast forward to the ending because I already know. If I try to play it from the beginning, it's over. It's a wrap. I'm listening to the entire 3 minutes, 51 seconds. Yeah. That is a bop. Do you understand me? That is a bop beyond proportions. Do you understand me? One of the greatest songs ever invented. One of the greatest songs of all time. Universal feeling. Universal emotion, universal feeling. Everyone knows what that feels like. Do you hear me? Do you understand? If you don't know, we can't be friends because I don't like you. Because the type of luck that you have to experience in life, what type of hand were you dealt that you didn't have to know what that felt like? And there's always someone else in the story too when it comes to Taylor. There's always somebody else. And it's usually a mystery her, right? We talked about this so many times. There's always a mystery her. And I'm like, who is she? All right, we're going to move on to the next song, y'all, which is called Breathe. Featuring Colbie, Caillat. Whoever that is, respect to you. Breathe. This is our first feature. I'm scared. Breathe can be taken a lot of different ways. We could go down a lot of different avenues with that.
None of us thought it was gonna end that way.
Oh. Why?
People are people, and sometimes we change our minds.
All right. Hey. I love the
Music starts playing like the end of a sad movie. It's the kind of ending you don't really want to see.
We're talking a lot about endings, movie endings.
It's tragedy and it'll only bring you down. And I can't breathe.
All right.
Without you,
Come on.
I have to breathe. Without you, I have to.
Okay. We know this feeling. All too well.
Nothing we say is gonna save us from the fallout.
Come on.
And we know it's never simple, never easy. Never a clean break, no one here to save me. You're the only thing I know, like the back of my head.
This is another lyric of another song where she says that. It's we have to say goodbye like the back of my hand. I just miss you and I just wish you were a better man. A better man. I'm sorry I didn't do that. That's where I got that from. She kept, every time she says back of my head, it made me think about that, so I had to say it.
It's 2 a.m., feeling like I just lost a friend. never easy.
vocal
Never
delivery
a
there.
clean break. No one here to save me.
Right. Hey. This song, like, the concept is like pretty simple. I can't breathe without you, but I have to. Like, the concept is like pretty simple. I think that we've all experienced that. We've all know exactly what it's like to just be like, I just don't know who I am without you. I don't know who to be. I don't know how to breathe, but obviously we have to. Like, I don't even know how to continue to go on with my life, but I have to go on with my life. Something about going through a heartbreak makes it feel like you just want everything to just end. Like, you don't care about anything. You don't have any direction. Like, it's just kind of, you're just kind of existing. You're just kind of waking up every morning, going about your day because you literally have to, but you're almost just not even consciously there because you're just so heartbroken. You're just so consumed by this heartbreak and by this other person. I really like the sound of this for some reason. Like, I don't know. Was it like there was like strings in there and then just like, like the way that she delivers it. And especially there was one part with the vocal delivery. I was like, oh my gosh, like I just really like the way that she delivered that. I love the I'm sorry's at the end and the way that it just kind of ends on like the I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's interesting that she ends on the I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, because I wonder what she's apologizing for. Like, does she think that it was her fault that it ended? Because none of the lyrics really suggest why the relationship is ending. She did say, hope you know this ain't easy for me. So maybe she was the one who broke up with him. And maybe that's why she's saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not sure. It's very interesting though, that she's like apologizing there at the end. I think that Taylor needs to start going to bed earlier. I think that that's the issue, because your luck is not good around the 2 a.m. time frame. Your luck, you just need to go to bed. Go to bed literally at like 11 o'clock, girl. And maybe potentially these things wouldn't be happening to you. Because I think emotions are high for you and for your men. Emotions are pretty high at 2 a.m. Start going to sleep at 11 and dealing with your issues in the morning. See if that gives you a different outcome. Why is it always 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m.? And speak now, there were a couple of different time stamps. Was it 1:58 or am I tripping about that? Oh my gosh, Colbie Caillat. Was she like, he or she, I don't know, I have no idea. Were they like backgrounds potentially? I didn't even realize them. I didn't even notice them. Taylor, her features are always like this. I could be crazy. Maybe they had a whole verse to themselves and I wasn't paying attention because I was paying too much attention to the lyrics or the strings. I don't know. Taylor, at this point, we don't need half the features that we have. We don't need half the features if you're not going to give them a verse of their own moment, Taylor. We're going to go to the next song, which is called Tell Me Why, which sounds interesting. Oh! Well, yeah!
I took a chance, I took a shot, and you might think I'm bulletproof, but I'm not.
Oh!
I'm sick and tired of your attitude. I'm feeling like I don't know you. You tell me that you love me, then cut me down.
Oh, this is a read! Come on!
Here's to you and your temper is. I remember what you said last night.
At 2 a.m.?
I know that you see what you're doing to me. Tell me why.
Oh, come on! What is it?
How to ruin someone's perfect day.
Come on! Drag!
I get so confused and frustrated.
Tell me why! Come on! Demand answers.
Why do you have to make me feel small so you can feel whole inside?
Cause that's the real guy.
Why do you have to put down my dreams so you're the only thing on my mind?
Come on!
Let you go.
Yes.
I told you I'm not bulletproof. Now you know.
Took a step back, let you go. Told you I'm not bulletproof. Now you know. I love that like bulletproof thing. And especially like in the beginning, she said, I took a chance, I took a shot. You took a swing and I took it hard. Like something about the way that like she's describing like the impact of the relationship. It sounds like very like, I don't know. It just sounds very harsh. Bulletproof, like her just saying, you might think I'm bulletproof. Like you might think that I can just take all of this shit like again and again and again. I'm just gonna like put up with all of it and I'm just gonna like be okay. I'm just gonna bounce back. I'm just gonna be fine. But I'm not. And in the end, she said, now you know, because now I walked away. I like it sonically. It's just like, it's very upbeat and it has some sort of like, I don't know, it just has some sort of like attitude about it. And I just like it. Why do you have to make me feel so small so that you can feel so whole inside? I love that line. I also love the line like, why do you have to put down my dreams so you're the only thing on my mind? I think it's pretty like, she's basically told us in this album that she's had dreams ever since like the age of 15, right? Because she was talking about in the song 15, talking about the dreams that she had and the way that she prioritized that over a boy. And so Taylor's had dreams for a while now. And so you can imagine that she's just telling this person about her dreams and they're just like putting them down, putting her dreams down because they're like, I want to be your number one priority. I love that. I love that song sonically. I think that was like the most kind of like song that we've had so far. The song had some like angst to it. Had some angst. I really like that song. All right, we're gonna move on to You're Not Sorry. Now, that kind of reminds me of in Speak Now. She was performing some song. I don't remember which one. It might have been Back to December. And she kind of collaged it with some other songs. And then she said at one point, she was like, you're not sorry. And I wonder if this song was kind of like a collage with that. Oh. Sounds intense.
All this time I was wasting hoping you would come around.
Oh.
I've been giving out chances every time and all you do is let me down.
Your white horse to come around.
You don't have to come anymore.
Oh.
Pick up the phone. This is the last.
Hit.
Don't wanna hurt anymore.
That's so interesting after the way the last song ended with her walking away.
So innocent, I might believe you if I didn't know.
Know what?
And you got
Come
your
on,
secrets,
Sid!
and I'm tired of being last to know. And now you're asking me to listen 'cause it's worked each time before.
Come on!
You don't have to call anymore. There's nothing left to beg for.
Beg.
And you can tell me that you're sorry, but I don't believe you, baby, like I did before.
The strings.
No.
I love this song sonically. The strings on this song are so freaking good. But there's also like drum. There's also a beat. I also love the way that this song just ties into the last few songs. It reminds me a lot about White Horse. Just her saying like there's nothing left to beg for. Remember in White Horse she was saying that he was like getting on his knees and begging. And, you know, she was saying, I wasted all this time hoping you would come around. Maybe like in White Horse, before she got to the point where she said, try to catch me. Before she got to the point, she was like hoping that he would come around, you know, over and over again. And just like, it just reminded me of White Horse and the sentiment there. But then the moment where she's realizing that she needs to leave, because she said every single time that you would come back, I would always take you back. I would always believe you. I would always believe your excuses. But this is the last straw. I'm not going to do that anymore. It's so hard sometimes when like somebody comes back to you and they're begging and they're telling you that they're going to do better, that they're going to be better. But it's a very important lesson to learn that not everyone is sorry when they actually apologize to you. Like some people are apologizing because they want something from you, and not because they actually want to make amends with you or because they're actually taking accountability for their actions. And sometimes it's a very hard thing to distinguish, especially when you love that person and you just assume that they always have good intentions because you love them and you always have good intentions with them. You're not sorry, because every single time you come back, I accept you. If you really were sorry, you wouldn't have to appeal to me so many times. I wouldn't have to forgive you over and over again. But the way that it's tying into these other songs where she has talked about Tell Me Why, you know, Breathe, White Horse, all these songs at this point talking about how she's like walking away or how it's coming to an end now, regardless of how much it hurts. So we love that song. We're going to move on to The Way I Loved You, which is in past tense. So, well, here we go. Where is this going? Come on! Oh, Scott is such nice.
He is sensible and so
Incredible.
and all my single friends are jealous.
Okay.
And I feel perfectly fine, but I miss dreaming and fighting.
Woo!
It's
Come on!
and it's 2 a.m. and I'm cursing your name. So in love that you act insane, and that's the way I loved you.
Come on, 2 a.m.
Never knew I could feel that much, and that's the way I loved you.
Come on. Y'all, we're already talking about the 2 a.m. Is this like about that same person? The same person that we were supposed to just be getting rid of, moving on from? Because it was 2 a.m. and we're cursing their name. We're like fighting and she loves kissing in the rain. She loves thinking about kissing in the rain. Girl, so now we're wanting for this man that I thought that we realized that we need to move on from. She's talking about being with another guy, it sounds like, and she's saying it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine with him. But I miss this other guy where we used to be toxic.
He respects my space and never makes me wait. And he calls exactly when he says he will.
He's a great guy, but I just can't appreciate it.
And I'm comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
Screaming and fighting and kissing in the rain. And it's 2 a.m. and I'm cursing your name. Got away by some mistake and now
Got away by
I'm
some
just
mistake.
screaming, fighting and kissing in the rain. And that's the way I love you. Breaking
Maybe we shouldn't love this person anymore.
never knew I could feel that much. That's the way I loved you.
That song was not at all what I expected. I thought that we were gonna go down the path of like, you know, a sad song about the way I loved you and I miss you and I want you back. And it's kind of like that, but not in a good way. Sometimes when you're with someone and you have a very toxic relationship, they give you such like excitement and intensity that you like almost in your head, like your brain stops being able to tell the difference between whether or not that intensity is good or bad for you. They get your heartbeat spiked, they get your blood rushing, but not for good reasons. And your body, your brain almost becomes like addicted to that feeling to the point where you lose it. Now we're in this new relationship and it's healthy and it's positive, but like it feels boring compared to that because our brains like this feeling of constantly feeling like triggered, constantly feeling this rush and this excitement, and it's exciting and it's dangerous and something about it you like. And we know that Taylor likes a little bit of danger. She likes to be with someone that she knows that she shouldn't be with at all. I understand it though, like she's with someone and like she kind of feels bored by this person. She's like, it's perfectly fine, I'm comfortable, but I'm bored because it lacks intensity. And so she craves that intensity, but that intensity was not a good type of intensity. That was not a good type of excitement. But this person just makes her feel dull compared to that. We need to find someone who can balance it out. Find someone who makes you feel excited because they take you on hikes or something like that. Find someone who likes to skydive. How about that? The 2 a.m. callback was like really interesting too, tying that in because it could be about someone that she was literally talking about earlier in this project. It could have been the person from Tell Me Why. And also maybe it ties into Speak Now. I remember that fight, 2:30 a.m. as everything was slipping right out of our hands. Potentially. Let's move on, guys, to Forever and Always. I really like The Way I Love You. It was like fun. It had like drums and everything. It was very upbeat. So I like that song. Like I said, it was just not what I expected at all for that song to be. We're gonna move on to Forever and Always.
Once upon a time, I believe it was a Tuesday when I caught your eye, and we caught eye and told me you loved me. Were you just kidding? Cause it seems to me
The Story of Us.
perfect. Now you're halfway out the door, and I
Story of Us.
at the phone, he still hasn't called. And then you feel so low, you can't feel nothing at all. And you flash back to when he said forever and always.
It's always a lie.
Was I out of line? Did I say something way too honest? Made you run and hide like a scared little boy. I looked into your eyes. So here's to everything. Coming down to nothing. Here's to silence. I stare at the phone. He still hasn't called. And then you feel so low. You can't feel nothing at all. And you flash back to when we said forever and always.
What? Oh my God.
He said forever and always, yeah.
Wow. What a song. Wow. First of all, she uses rain like a lot. A lot. She uses rain when she's like depicting something sad. She also uses rain as like in a sense of like romantic setting. I think because rain, I don't know, rain just brings about high emotion. Rain is just like such an intimate experience when you're with someone in the rain. And so she likes to think about like kissing people in the rain or having like romantic moments in the rain, but also it reminds her of sadness. So the fact that she says it rains in your bedroom, everything is wrong. It rains when you're here and it rains when you're gone. So like her saying our relationship is in such a bad place. It's to the point that like when you're here, everything is wrong and it's sad and like it's raining and it's like a sad experience when you're here, but it's also sad when you're gone. So like it's sad when you're gone because like I miss you and I love you so much, but even when you're actually in my presence, it's still raining. Like that's how bad our relationship has gotten. And then she said, I stare at the phone and he still hasn't called. And that was just like reminding me of You're Not Sorry, where she was basically like, that's it, I'm done, drawing the line in the sand, like that was the last straw. I'm not going to wait on your call anymore, or like you don't have to call anymore, I'm not going to pick up. So maybe this is the type of song that maybe this song is depicting the feeling that she felt before she really drew the line in the sand. And this song to me just reminded me so much of The Story of Us, the way that it started. First of all, it started with Once Upon a Time. It just reminded me of a story. But also her saying, it seems to me this thing is breaking down. We almost never speak. Obviously, a big theme of The Story of Us was that they can never speak. Like, nobody's saying anything, right? And then I don't feel welcome anymore. Remember what she said? I'm searching the room for an empty seat because lately I don't even know what page you're on. And she says, like, baby, I don't know what happened. Please tell me. And then she said, because you're halfway out the door. So it's like there's still something that's there. It's like it's almost not officially over. You're halfway out the door though. So it just reminds me so much of The Story of Us. I like that song. I like Forever and Always. I like the beat. It was like doing a lot. I really liked it, actually. We're gonna move on to The Best Day. Now this sounds positive. This sounds optimistic, which is weird after the songs that we just listened to.
I'm 5 years old, it's getting cold.
A flashback.
My big coat on. I hear your laugh and look up, smiling at you. I run and run. I hug your legs and fall asleep on the way home.
A family member.
I don't know why all the trees change in the fall, but I know you're not scared of anything at all.
Maybe a parent.
And we talk in window shop till I've forgotten
Aww.
names.
Support system.
Who I'm gonna talk to now at school, but I know I'm laughing on the car ride home with you.
Aww.
But I know I had the best day with you today.
Aww. That's nice, like her basically saying, you kind of make me forget about the past. Like she said earlier, you know, her friends are being mean, but she was like, I've forgotten all their names. Like, you make me forget about past experiences, and you also make me worry less about what's to come in the future. You just make me live in the present moment. So where she says, like, I had the best day with you today, and that's all I know. All I'm focused on is the present, because you almost ground me in a sense, that I'm not thinking about my anxiety for the future or like mourning for the past.
Daddy's smart and you're the prettiest lady.
Okay,
The
Mom.
whole wide world. Now I know why all the trees change in the fall. I didn't know if you knew, so I'm taking this chance to say that I had the best day with you today.
Aww. Can you imagine your kid writing that for you? That's like so sweet. That's so sweet. Yeah. I think that the song's cute. Like, Taylor always, you know, takes a moment in her albums to talk about something kind of like different from the subject matter, and I kind of like knew that that's what this was, like, immediately. So this is the song where we're kind of like taking a moment to, I like how she like sometimes takes a moment to just like recognize other people and other people's experiences outside of just her own particular experiences she's talking about in an album. And so this is like such a sweet little like ode to your mom of just like, thank you for always supporting me. I would sob if I was a mom and my child wrote this for me. I would literally just sob. So that's so sweet. And I love how in here, you know, she kind of shouts out her other family members as well. She talks about her brother. She said that she has an excellent dad. She talks about like how she grew up in like a pretty house with plenty of space. All this other stuff. It kind of just gives you a peek at her childhood. I don't really have like that much to say about that song because it's like pretty straightforward. It's pretty sweet. So we're going to move on to the next song, which is called Change. Let's do this. Can't lie. Wasn't expecting that. Can't lie. Oh, wait. Isn't this where like the standard edition of the track list stops? I think when I looked, like Fearless typically stops here at Change. I think.
It's a sad picture. The final blow hits you. Somebody else gets what you wanted to get. No, it's all the same. Another time and place. Because these things will change.
Okay.
Now, these walls that they put up to hold us back will fall down. It's a revolution. The time will come for us to finally win.
Come on.
Sing hallelujah. We'll sing hallelujah.
All right, take me to church. Kind of reminds me of like Long Live.
It's hard to fight when the fight ain't fair.
Come on.
Getting stronger now, find things they never found. The time will come for us to finally win.
Take us to church.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
Fight for what we've worked for all these years.
Yeah.
The battle was long. It's the fight of our lives. It's a revolution.
Hey.
Throw your hands up, 'cause we never gave in.
No, we did. Hold that note. This makes sense to me that this is like the last song. It sounds like so triumphant, you know? Big rattles. Whoa! This makes sense to me that this was like the final track. It sounds like so triumphant. So like big. Like I said, it gave me Long Live vibes, like sonically. And also like the subject matter. I don't know exactly who she's talking to, but it definitely is like an inspirational song of like, you're going to overcome something. You're going to beat something. We're not going to fall down. We're not going to back down. It's a revolution. It's time for us to finally win. and we'll sing hallelujah. Like, what? Go take us to church. Beating the odds, like anything that someone tries to do to stop you from something, you're gonna overcome, you're gonna get through it. Like the first line was like, well, it's a sad picture, the final blow hits you, somebody else gets what you wanted again. Like you've been knocked down, but now it's time for you to get back up. And she could be talking about like herself and her career. She could be talking about the people who worked with her in her career. She could be talking about, like, it could be an inspirational song that she like made for her fans. It could be about her fan base again, like in Long Live, whatever like that. It gives me like those similar vibes. Very inspirational song. And the album is called Fearless, you know, so having a song that ends with kind of just talking about persevering no matter what, persevering no matter who puts a wall in your way, and just like knowing that you're going to be triumphant and that you're going to win, it kind of aligns with that theme. So I think that was supposed to be like the closing track for Fearless. So that would have been Fearless. But we're now going to move on to the next track, which is Jump Then Fall. Let's do this. So I guess these were like the bonus tracks. I don't know. It's kind of confusing because like there's like another platinum one where things are like in a different order. I don't know. I'm very confused. But I think that this is where like the bonus tracks start. So we'll do Jump Then Fall.
I like the way you sound in the morning. We're on the phone and without a warning, I realize your laugh is the best sound I have ever heard. We should be together.
Hey.
Every time you smile, I smile, and every time you shine, I shine for you. Whoa.
You can hear her smile right there.
Don't be afraid to jump and fall.
Cause Fearless, Jump Then Fall.
You got the keys to me, I love each freckle on your face. Oh, I've never been so wrapped up, honey. I like the way you're everything I ever wanted.
Hey.
The time is gonna come when you're so mad you could cry, but I'll hold you through the night until you smile. Oh, I need you, baby.
Oh, sound change up there.
You can jump and fall, jump and fall.
I like when she delivers that.
And fall into me, yeah.
I like the Jump Then Fall. I like that. So this song to me is just like a cute little innocent song about like innocent love. I like the way it kind of ties it to the Fearless concept because like Jump Then Fall, everyone would be afraid, whether you're thinking of like emotionally or physically. You would be afraid at the concept of jumping off of something and falling. Everyone is afraid of falling, whether you're afraid of falling off of a cliff or falling in love. Everyone, like the term fall is scary to like every human being who has common sense. So like some of y'all be doing some risky stuff. So I like the way she says jump and fall because she knows that that sounds terrifying in any like physical sense. But she's saying like fall into me. Like I like the way that she's saying I fall into me. I will catch you. Fall in love with me. And it just ties into like the concept of fearless because she wants him to love fearlessly. So now we're gonna go to Untouchable. I do think that we're in the bonus track region. That to me kind of sounds like a bonus track. Jump Then Fall, that kind of sounded like a bonus track to me. So that's typically how it goes too, because like Taylor's albums typically start positive and then you get like really sad and then you get like really sad. Then you might get a moment of like positivity and then you go to the bonus tracks and then they're like positive and then typically there's a sad one and there's somewhere. So we're gonna go to Untouchable now. This is interesting sounding.
Untouchable like a distant diamond sky. I'm reaching out and I just can't tell you why. I'm caught up in you.
Oh!
I'm caught up in you.
Did she say that in the first track? She said something about the way that he like, you know, moves his hair, whatever, like things that she does. And she was like, I'm trying not to get caught up in you. And now she's caught up in him.
In the middle of the night when I'm in this dream, it's
Interesting. All right, that was a pretty long song. Not gonna lie, this is not my favorite song. Not gonna lie. I don't know why exactly. It's just not. First of all, it's like pretty repetitive. Like, I understand the idea. Clearly she wants to be with this person. Like, it seems like she said in the middle of the night when I'm in this dream. So it seems like she dreams about this person. She fantasizes about this person. And when she does, it feels like she's getting a taste of heaven. And she kind of wants that to become a reality. But it just never feels like there's this, I don't know how to explain it. It never feels like we are reaching any point of like a particular thought. And I just have no idea if that makes sense at all. What I just said probably makes no sense. But hopefully you guys get it. This to me is just like not really my favorite song. And like I said, it's like very repetitive. The come on, that reminded me of my song Haunted. Y'all know that's my toxic trait. That every time she says come on now for the rest of her career, it will remind me of Haunted. She said untouchable, burning brighter than the sun. And when you're close, I feel like I'm coming undone. So maybe she feels like, she said untouchable like a distant diamond sky. So again, it's like in her dream she sees this. In her fantasy she sees this, but maybe she feels like in reality it just will never happen. That's why she describes it as being untouchable, like a distant diamond sky. Untouchable like the sun. Like you can never touch the sun. You can never get that close. But yeah, that's not my favorite song, but I do think it sounds sonically interesting. And I like the idea of having dreams about someone and just feeling like it's a very untouchable reality. We're gonna move on to This Is Forever and Always in a piano version. So we're gonna listen to this in a piano version.
Once upon a time, I believe it was a Tuesday when I caught your eye.
Whoa.
We caught on to something, I hold on to the night. I don't feel welcome anymore. What happened, please tell me, 'cause 1 second it was perfect. Now you're halfway out the door. And I stared at the phone, he still hasn't called. And then you feel so low, you can't feel nothing at all. And you flash back to when he said forever and always.
Why does this sound so good?
I was there when you said forever and always. So here's to everything, coming down to nothing. Here's to silence that cuts me to the core.
I'm
Where
silent.
is this going forever and always? Oh, and
The
it
strings!
rains in your bedroom, everything is wrong. I was there when you said forever and always.
It was rare, I was there.
You didn't mean it, baby. I don't think so. Back up, baby, back up.
I love that part.
It rains in your bedroom, everything is
The
wrong.
breathy
And
delivery.
It rains when you're here and it rains when you're gone. Didn't mean it, baby. You said forever and always, yeah.
The way that sounds like so perfect in a piano, like it could have been made that way and I would have just known no differently. Like the way it was so perfect as a piano. I like got goosebumps and then I was silenced. I had nothing to say. That silence was me just absorbing it. And the way that putting it in a piano makes you really, really hear what she's saying even more. Like I heard what she said the first time and I was listening. But it's like here, it's like it really accentuates every word. Even when she says back up, please back up. Like almost like, wait, go back. Like Did you forget it? Did you forget everything? Go back to that moment. Stop what you're doing right now and back up and think about what you said to me, the promise that you made to me. Something about that hits on like a whole nother level when you have it in that slow piano version. Oh my gosh, something about that just hit. Anyway, guys, we have the next song, which is Come In With The Rain, which is interesting because I said there's so many songs on here where she talks about rain. So many, including the one that we literally just listened to. So now we have Come In With The Rain.
I could go back to every laugh, but I don't want to go there anymore. And I know all the steps. Talk to the man with the reasons why.
Tell me why.
Let me know what you find. I'll leave my window open, 'cause I'm too tired tonight to call your name. Just to know I'm right here, hoping that you'll come in with the rain.
All right.
I've got you down. I know you
Like the back of my hand.
and you don't even know where I start.
Ha!
Talk to yourself.
You don't even know where I
Talk to the
started.
tears. Talk to the man who put you here. Just to know I'm right here, hoping that you'll come in with the rain.
You'll come in with the rain.
I'll leave
Come on, Jen.
window open, 'cause I'm too tired tonight for all these games.
She said, cut the games outside.
Just to know I'm right here, hoping that you'll come in with the rain.
Taylor at this point has made like a couple songs on this project about like saying that she's done, that she's gonna walk away. She doesn't want to deal with the foolishness anymore. Basically, she's gonna walk away. Like in this song, she hasn't completely closed the door. She literally says, I'll leave my window open. Like in this song, it's like she's admitted that there are games that are being played and she's tired of them, but she still hasn't closed the door. She's just like, I'm not going to continue to pursue this and go after this and continuously put in my effort, because I've been putting in so much effort that I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of putting in so much effort. So I'm done, but I am going to leave the door open for you. So like, if you want to walk through my window or crawl through my window, you can. If you really want this, you will come and come get me. And I'm hoping that you will. I sincerely hope that you will come in with the rain. And come in with the rain is like such an interesting way of phrasing that, because like, so you know how in some instances people hope for rain, typically when there's been some sort of drought, when it's been too dry, when the ground is too dry and we need rain to come and like keep things going because you can't just have it like dry drought, right? So what if she means that she at this point feels like she's been ran dry? Like she at this point just feels like it's a drought because I've just been giving and giving and giving and I've been getting nothing back in return. I feel like I'm in some sort of like love drought. Shout out to Beyonce. I feel like I'm in some sort of like love drought. Like I'm lacking, I'm missing. And I hope that the rain will come, and I hope that you will come with it. I hope that you will come in with the rain and flood me with what I've been needing you to give me. I really like that song, actually. We're gonna go to Superstar and see what we get. It reminded me of like Superman.
This is wrong, but I can't help but feel like there ain't nothing more I'd beg.
Oh, are we doing this again? You sure you want to do that?
Morning, I knew from the first note clear
Come on.
I'd be breaking all my rules to see you. You smile that beautiful smile, and all the girls in the front row scream your
Oh. Oh, Superstar, I see.
Just another wide-eyed girl who's desperately in love with you.
Oh.
Give me a photograph to hang on my wall.
Superstar.
Superstar.
Alright, so this is the famous man that the girls love to fawn over, and she's fawning too. Period. Is this?
Morning loneliness comes around when I'm not. You smile that beautiful smile, and all the girls in the front row scream your name. So
Can the girls fight? Can the girls fight? Come on now.
you played in bars, you play guitar. I'm invisible and everyone knows who you are. And you'll never
Who's invisible?
sing me to sleep every night from the radio.
Well, girl, what do you mean you're invisible? As if you aren't Taylor Swift. Maybe she wasn't Taylor Swift at the time. Like, maybe at the time she wasn't, like, super famous yet. I don't know. I just think that it's wild for those words to have just come out of her mouth. I just think that that's very wild. I said before, like, it reminds me of, like, Superman, whatever the heck, because, like, Superman, Superstar, but also in that song she painted this person as, like, such this amazing, like, wonderful man. Like, she painted him as, like, you are the beacon of the world, like, you hang the moon. And then in this song she's like, everyone knows you, like, you're this great, like, amazing guy, you're like such an artist, you play guitar, like, you're amazing, no one even knows me, like, I'm invisible compared to you. Girl, please.
Superstar.
Yeah, so like I said, someone that is famous, I don't know who that is. I tend to not try to speculate who she writes her songs about because I just don't know all the lore like that. But you guys have been telling me a lot about Joe Jonas. Maybe. That's who she's talking about. I don't know, but it could be someone else. Someone who's famous. All the girls like him and want him, and she just kind of feels like, I'm just another one of those girls who just want you. But you're also Taylor Swift, so I don't know how you reconcile that. I don't know. You were that girl, but maybe, like I said, maybe at the time when she was crushing on this guy, maybe she wasn't that big at the time. Maybe she wasn't that known at the time. That could be possible. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't that known, so maybe that's why. But I'm just kind of like, girl, you are plenty big enough. Do not put this man on that much of a pedestal over you. These bonus tracks to me feel very much like bonus tracks. Like, typically by the time you get to the bonus tracks, you're like, okay, I really like these songs. These songs are cute, but I can see why they didn't really reach the caliber of the songs in the main track list. That's kind of like the way that I feel. I think that these songs are fun. I think that these songs are cute, but they're not really like moving me in the way that the songs on the main track list were, I gotta be honest. But they're still cool. They're still cool to listen to. So we're going to move into the next song, which is The Other Side of the Door. All right. Come on. My toxic trait, the way it opens it up sounds like Haunted, the drums.
I walked away, ignoring words that you were saying, trying to make me stay. But if you look a little closer, I said,
Hey.
but all I really want is you to stand outside my window, throwing pebbles, screaming, I'm in love with you.
She's explained that a couple times earlier. Throwing pebbles.
Coming back for more, and don't you leave, 'cause I know all I need is on the other side of the door.
Hey.
When I left, I wanted you to chase after
They never pieced that together.
me, but all I really want is you to stand outside my window, throwing pebbles, screaming, I'm in love with you, wait there in the pouring rain.
The tale of every woman. Hey.
And I scream out the window, I can't this mess. After everything in that little black dress, after everything, I must confess I need you.
What did I say about the mystery she's? Was she worth it? What does that mean? Girl, what does that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, was she worth this mess? This song really reminds me of the couple of songs that she's had in this project where she has said, this is the last time, this is the last straw. And I feel like this is probably what she goes through, like in her mind when she does that. She probably says like, this is it, this is the last time, last straw. We went through this so much in the Red album. But she like doesn't actually mean it, or she's like conflicted, right? Like she feels like she should go. She knows that she should go, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to go. At the same time, it's like, I need you. I said, this is enough. And you've called 100 times, but I'm not picking up. And it reminds me of that other song where she literally said like, don't call, I'm not going to pick up. And it's really that conflicted feeling that so many women go through where it's just like, you know that you should leave, but you feel like you can't. Like you just feel like you just don't know how. You don't know how to say no and like finally walk away. And like truly when you say like, I don't want to be with you anymore, get out of here, leave. What you truly just want is for that man to like realize what he's done wrong and to realize how he's hurt you and promise that he'll never do it to you again. I'm just so stuck on... And I broke down crying, was she worth this mess? Who is that? Who is that? Was she worth this mess? Oh, for real? What is that song on Speak Now? Where she's, is it better than revenge? Is it that girly? Guys, we're going to go to the last song that we're going to stop at here. We're going to stop at Today Was a Fairy Tale, which is so interesting because we talk so much about fairy tales during this time. We're going to stop there because this is becoming way too long. Oh my god, I'm looking at my video time. It's becoming way too long. So we're gonna do this and then we're gonna do the From the Vault tracks in a different video. So let's get into Today Was a Fairy Tale.
Today was a fairy tale, you were the prince. I used to be a damsel in distress.
Back to the
You
prince.
took me by the hand and you picked me up at 6. Today was a fairy tale.
Hey!
Time slows down whenever you're around.
Come on! Hey!
You feel this magic in the air. It must have been the way you kissed me. Fell in love when I saw you standing there. It must have been the way today was a fairy tale.
This seems like the vibes of the first track.
You've got a smile, takes me to another planet.
And you've got a smile that light up this whole town. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I had to say it. You belong with me, such a bop. But anyways, she mentions smiles so much in this album. She's mentioned over and over and over again this person's smile.
Every move you make, everything you say is right. Today was a fairy tale.
Which one of her exes has good teeth?
Today, fell in love when I saw you standing there. Must have been the way. But can you feel this magic in the air? It must have been the way you kissed me. Today was a fairy tale.
The song is fun. That song reminds me of the first track. And it reminds me too about the song that she wrote for her mom, low-key. Like the way that she said like today was like I don't remember exactly what she said, but basically just talking about how today was so fun. Today was amazing. You made today amazing. Like the way that she's describing these moments with these people, just making her feel like so present in the moment. So yeah, it just seems like new love, like saying that today was a fairy tale. Like I said, I really like how fairy tale kind of like wraps into a lot of things I was saying earlier about the way that she tends to paint things in like a super innocent way, a super perfect way, like a picture perfect movie type of setting. And then you just get distraught when you hear like a white horse type of situation where she realizes like that's not the case. She just always dives into love like head first, fearless. She always dives into it just like with everything and just views it in this picture perfect way. And that's always low key like how she gets let down. which is very sad. But that's like low-key how she tends to get like let down. Guys, we reached the end of our Fearless journey for today. Like I said, we're gonna have a separate video where we get into the Vault Tracks. Fearless has been like such an interesting experience. Sonically, it's like a lot of country and like obviously like infused with pop as well. There are also like rock moments a bit. There's drums all over this project, that are like going crazy. So I liked a lot of these songs sonically. I can't lie, this is probably not my favorite Taylor Swift project. I think that there are some that like I liked a little bit more, but I still love a lot of these songs on here. There are some bops on this project. Do you hear me? Some bops. My favorites were, I forgot to like some of these, but my favorites were Fearless. I love Love Story. Oh my gosh. I love White Horse. You Belong With Me, obviously. I love Tell Me Why. You're Not Sorry. I loved The Way I Loved You, Forever and Always, and oh my god, the piano version hits. Coming in the Rain as well, and To the Other Side of the Door. So I liked a lot of these songs. Some of them are just like songs that are gonna like stick with me for a minute. I can already tell Love Story is getting saved. I can already tell like You Belong With Me didn't even need to be said. Like some of these are so good. I liked the writing on here as well. It's so interesting seeing her writing progression because I think that Taylor was just always a good writer. Like she just always was. She just always had a pen. However, you can see as time goes on, just like certain things just became more polished. I think that she got so good at writing songs through an interesting lens. Like she always finds a way now, like in her career, to portray a song in such an interesting way, and like a way that you haven't heard it, which makes so much sense because she's had a long career at this point. She's made so many love songs, so many sad songs, that at some point she's gonna continuously be talking about the same thing over and over. So she has to find more creative ways to express it, right? So I feel like when you look at her earlier projects, a lot of her songs were kind of just like, I think that you're so cute and I want you to be with me. But then later on, she finds a more complex, more interesting way to portray that, because she can't just keep on saying, I really like you and I want you to be with me. She has to find like a more interesting way to say the same thing. And so I think as time went on, she got really, really good at that. She was still doing this here, but I think that it got even sharper as time went on. This is such like a cute, special project. It was so fun. It's so fun seeing like Taylor earlier in her career. It's so interesting seeing her like sing these songs later at an older age, specifically with songs like 15, like the way that, you know, she was like what, 30 something when she sang 15 for the Taylor's version. Can you imagine what that must have been like, singing about age 15 at the age of 30, but like realizing how much she's grown since then and how much she continues to grow today. It's just so interesting having her at this older version singing these songs when she was so much younger, and seeing what her mindset was like back then, and seeing how much she's grown since then. And yeah, and maybe how in some ways maybe she stayed the same. Like it's just gotta be such a special experience to go through that. Thank you guys so much for being here with me to listen to Fearless once again. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed this. Fearless is such a special project. Make sure that you guys are here when we get into the Vault Tracks, because we will be getting into those as well. I'm very excited. And yeah, guys, we're gonna be getting into music videos. If she has like a concert type of tour film thingy for Fearless like she did for Speak Now, we will get into that as well. It's gonna be a whole thing, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button and stick around so that YouTube will let you know, and you'll be notified when it happens. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.